What was the most interesting thing that you figured out on this journey as you researched this film about Edward Snowden?
Just the sheer magnitude of, the invasion of privacy and the many different programs that just kept evolving to serve the NSA and the CIA's need to collect data and information was pretty staggering to me. And I don't think I had a really as clear an idea of it before I made this film as I did during and after. Maybe there was a part of me that didn't want to know the details, but having to learn them certainly opened my eyes much wider than they were.
What kind of revelations did you have?
Well, I've always been really suspect of the government and anybody in any kind of position of power. I think that power makes people tend to abuse it in one way or another. And just because they can watch anybody they care to at any moment, whether their computer is on or off, doesn't mean they should do that. So it's all quite shocking, but I don't know that I was particularly surprised by any of it. Today I'm thinking about that wonderful experience in Hong Kong of the scenes that we did, which are only a portion of the film. It's a film about Edward. And I think that's what's really important to learn. Like, we all kind of know what happened, and okay, we had different understandings of what this invasion is, but understanding the person who did it and why perhaps he did it. I think Oliver's film hits on that. And I think that's really important for us to understand, because I think that's where Edward Snowden, is being misunderstood by too many people, that he had done something wrong. Sometimes to do something right, we have to do something we're told not to do.
For you, Zachary, you play a journalist in this film, and throughout your career you've been interviewed, sometimes I'm sure even interrogated. How much did you dig the opportunity to jump into this role and be the hand-picked guy to bring Snowden's story to the world?
Yeah, I was really grateful for the opportunity to work with Oliver, who I've loved as a filmmaker since I was a kid, and really shaped my early understanding and love for cinema. And to play Glenn, who's a journalist I was familiar with and whose work I had read and interviews I had seen. And it was a real honor to be a part of this story. I think it's incredibly relevant, timely, important, and hope that it draws audiences into a dialogue about the essence of the story, which is ultimately about a violation of our constitutional rights as American citizens to privacy. I tend to like to be a part of projects that are socially minded, if possible, or have some relevance to our collective situation. So I felt, it was kind of right up my alley.
What's it like jumping into the world of Oliver Stone?
Oh, it was heavenly. It was really good. There's a lot of filmmaking goes on nowadays with people who are leading the troupe that may or may not know which way they're headed. And to be led by someone as fearless and consummate a filmmaker as Oliver Stone was a privilege and a pleasure.
Anything in particular?
His excitement about it. He'd sit on the edge of his seat looking at the monitor every single moment I ever saw him doing that. He'd engage in conversation wherever it was needed, whenever, whether it be with one of the actors or the shooter or however it needed to happen, completely engaged in making his film. It was just beautiful to be a part of it.